Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly tarot reading for the month of December. My name is Wendy, and I hope you're all having a wonderful birthday season so far. Happy birthday to all of you. I have a new Etsy shop, so if you want to book a reading with me, you can go to Etsy, and I have a 2026 forecast, a full 25 to 30 minute reading, and also a mini 10-minute reading. Okay, Saggy, let's see what this month brings. Let's just flip the cards as we pull them. We've had enough mystery. Okay, 3 of Swords, 6 of Wands. The 3 of Cups. I feel like you're being celebrated. You could be attending someone else's celebration, but I feel like you're being celebrated for your efforts this month. You're being celebrated, rewarded, promoted. Wow, really nice cards. We do have a bit of heaviness. We can't deny that 3 of Swords or this 10 of Wands here, but ultimately it's looking like a pretty positive month. I'm going to pull some oracles in a minute as well. It feels like you want to brighten somebody's day, but you might And you could be motivated by your own sorrow, or you see someone else in sorrow and it motivates you to brighten their day or do something that contributes and kind of makes the world a better place. I'm seeing promotion. I'm seeing that you really pull something off. I feel like your creative vision, whether you're involved in like the arts or just an entrepreneur, you do things your way with this King of Wands. You do things your way, and it's all about bringing that vision to life. And there's no question. It's just, I see this, I want to make it happen, I'm going to make it happen. You have the ability to scope out the market and understand where there is a need for something that's not currently provided in your area, so you bring it to life, you make something happen. I think you could also really be attracted to somebody this month. I see the Empress card. This King of Wands could be looking at you, or this is you looking at somebody, but he likes what he sees. And if so, I do see romantic potential this month. And this is a person who unmistakably goes after what they want. So they really like you, and there's no questions about it. And that's how it should be. There shouldn't be games and questions of how someone makes you feel or how they feel about you. If somebody likes you, you'll know. This person, this King of Wands, this is someone who goes after what they want. And I love the fearlessness, like that fearlessness of fire. And he spreads his fire. He's infectious. He's inspiring. He's infectious. But in an artistic, positive way, that motivation or that good energy can really rub off on people, and just a really fun, lively person to be around. There's a work ethic this month. And what I really see this month, Sagittarius, is that nothing beats a hard work ethic. If you have a good work ethic, you work really hard, you'll achieve your goals. You'll get to where you're going. I don't think we talk enough about hard work in the spiritual community. I feel like we talk a lot about intention setting, but we don't talk about the work it takes and the consistency and the importance of using our own vision, rather than just kind of doing it someone else's way. And so here there's this really unique vision that you're going to bring to life, and you've got this work ethic where you're going to carry something to the finish line, to the very end. Some of you could be going out in nature, you could be collecting raw materials, resources, like you could be going and trimming the pine trees in your backyard and making wreaths out of them, or harvesting some cedar in order to make a tea, something for your wellness or beauty or enjoyment of a space. I see abundance. Joy in the garden. These people are in the same garden. They're in the same space, and so are these two. And the king is probably in this castle. The Three of Swords is my artist card sometimes, most of the time. It can very well be sorrow, heartache, heartbreak. But often that motivates an artist to... It's like I'm seeing a very sensitive person who is a bit vulnerable because of their sensitivity. This could be someone who maybe has an open wound, like fresh breakup, fresh, something is fresh. The wound is fresh. It's still open. It's a bit vulnerable. But this is like someone who wears their heart on their sleeve. And so you know how they feel at all times. This King of Wands, again, you know how they feel at all times. And so do you have the capacity to hold that? Does this other person have the capacity to hold or receive you? Because it's honesty of expression, whether good or bad. This is not someone who just sees the world through rose-tinted glasses. This is someone who's been through something and they see it for what it is. And looking at this imagery, I bought this deck, the Connolly Tarot. I bought it in Scotland last year. We went at the end of June, which is typically a very hot, summery time of year. But even then, it was like you'd be wearing your coat in the morning, and it would rain or be misty a lot, and these weathered stone castles. There's something so grand about that weathering the storm. Like you think about those waves hitting the shores of Scotland and these great hills and cliffs and castles that can stand up to the weather and the test of time. But they also markate battlegrounds and the efforts to fight for family, status, territory, whatever. But that it feels like a badge of honor in that sense, right? It's their history. And so I feel like no matter what your history is, you're wearing it as a badge of honor. You're wearing it as a badge of honor. And then, for the artistry, you could be making something that tells the story of heartache or disappointment or, wounding or, your first experience with something. I feel like you're celebrated for it, though, and I do see music as well. There's a lot of music, celebration, parties. Some of you could be musicians, learning musical instruments. The Empress, you could be writing songs. Really the joy of creating, and I think the joy of being around other people. Being around other people could bring the inspiration back. It might be that you've been too isolated, and so spending more time with other people will bring you back to that vision, even though you might think, no, I've got to take, I need time to myself. I need to figure out where I'm going. Maybe the message this month is to stop looking for inspiration and to be more process oriented. Either just start painting, don't worry about where it's going, just start moving, just start something and just get yourself noodling around so that you don't have the pressure of creating a masterpiece, let's say, but you get yourself used to the motion of creating. So just start, or be in the process, or be with other people. I heard your heart's light as a feather. Other people can make you quite jovial. Of course. But yeah, process oriented. You're going to gain a lot as you experience something while you're in the moment, while you're doing it. You learn the most while you do it. And I kind of feel like this month could mark a big finish line where you're able to finish something significant that was quite regimented, quite rigid, so that you now open up time and energy for this, creative, ongoing process. I'm smelling raspberry jam. I'm getting impressions of raspberry jam. And that could very well be what you're doing. I mean, I see a lot of you honoring family traditions and let's get together and make jam. I mean, let's can some stuff. It's that process and the beauty of, like, food could be a love language. We use our creativity in so many different ways. I'm hearing from how you decorate your bathroom counter to how you cook a meal to how you make your bed. I mean, there's so many mundane things that we can infuse with our creativity. Some of you, your hearts are heavy. There could be a feminine figure, a mother figure that you're missing. I'm not sure if there's just a sore spot around her or you're actually really missing her. It feels like there's chance to make bygones be bygones and have reconciliation this month. But there's one person in particular that needs to release their arrogance or release their stubbornness in order to make this happen. You've been carrying something a long time, something heavy. A burden is released. You've reached the end of the road. You've reached the end of the road with this burden. So you'll be able to release that now and then feel more comfortable, I think more comfortable in your body, a better chair for work, a new paycheck or promotion that allows you to get the jewelry that you've been looking at, or power, creation, generations. Yep. You channel the power of your ancestors when you do this. You become powerful when you connect to your ancestors. You're really meant to create something. And I do see conception or something about lineage, something about children, babies, the cycles. Somebody's conceiving this month. And maybe that's been a long, hard road. It feels like this month you're recognizing the power in something that is typically overlooked. And there's kind of this question about, how do I use my power? And looking at an example, this King of Wands could be an example of somebody you don't want to be, or an example of somebody you do want to be. But I feel like you're looking at these particular people. These could be your parents, or the people who raised you, or the couple who lives next door. I don't know, there's a couple, I feel, that you're looking at them and comparing yourself to them and, deciding, do I want to replicate this, or what can I learn about this that I don't want to replicate? What have I learned about myself that I don't want to replicate? I feel like it's really important for you to do the right thing this month. It feels like you're determined to deliver gifts or show up for people, or like as the sun is setting, you drop off gifts on their doorstep. It's very Jupiterian. And when we talk about the gifts, it's not necessarily a material thing. Like I think, I'm sure you do too. Like this time of year, we think about Jupiter. We think about the archetype of Jupiter and the gift giving and what that symbolizes and the rewards for karmic cycles and behaviors and dharma. We look at the gifts bestowed based on how someone has used their power, how they have honored the gift of creation. You may want to start wearing something on your head, either to cover the crown chakra or to open it up more. You could be making a crown, a Christmas crown, a winter solstice crown. Making Christmas cards, like just spending time doing the work with your hands and experiencing the magic that it brings you, but also that you share with others when you give them that handmade card or you bring them that handmade crown. I feel like this month brings relief. More than anything, I feel like it brings relief. So I think I'm going to leave that there, Sagittarius. I hope you have a wonderful month and a wonderful birthday season. And if you want a personal reading with me, you can go to my Etsy shop, which is linked in the description box. I have 10-minute readings, I have 25 to 30-minute readings, and I have 2026 forecasts, which are about 45 minutes to an hour. So if that interests you, go to the Etsy shop and book with me. I'd love to read for you, and I will see you next time.